Hey guys, welcome back. We're looking at government branches today, specifically the legislative branch. So as we're going through the video together here, you want to make sure that you have your note sheet out. So the legislative branch of the U.S. government is the U.S. Congress. They're one and the same. They were created by Article 1 of the U.S. Constitution, and the upper house of Congress is the United States Senate, and the lower house of Congress is the House of Representatives. So we have two houses. Which would be equal to bicameral. And bicameral just means two houses. Here we get an image of the House of Representatives and then a floor plan for the U.S. Senate. Main roles and powers. They have the ability to pass laws. They can declare war. They regulate trade, regulate money. They can impeach federal officials, the president, judges, and they can, part of the checks and balance system, they can override presidential vetoes, but they need a two-thirds majority in each house, two-thirds majority. So the U.S. Senate specifically, they approve presidential nominations to federal courts. So if the president wants to nominate a Supreme Court justice, that approval has to go through the Senate. Appointments to federal positions, things like the cabinet, other office secretaries, meaning a specific office like the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Secretary of Interior, Secretary of Education. They approve treaties. They approving treaties as part of that checks and balance system, and they serve as a jury for impeachment trials. Select the vice president if the Electoral College fails to. Really isn't something that's worried about. That's kind of an old rule that isn't applied anymore because the president and the vice president run on the same ticket. Specifically for the House of Representatives, then, they originate all spending bills, so they control the nation's money. It serves as a prosecution in impeachment trials. So the Senate would serve as a jury, and House of Representatives would serve as the prosecution. They select a president if the Electoral College fails to. This is more important than the vice president one. This has happened 4 times throughout history. 1824, John Quincy Adams over Andrew Jackson. 1876, Rutherford B. Hayes over Samuel Tilden. This one became known as the corrupt bargain. And then in 1888, Benjamin Harrison over Grover Cleveland. And most recently in 2000, George W. Bush over Al Gore. Requirements in terms of service. If you want to serve in the Senate, you can run and be reelected as many times as you want. Each term of service is limited to 6 years. It's elected by popular vote. You must be at least 30 years old, a 9-year citizen of the United States, and a resident of the state in which you are running to represent. The House of Representatives, then, unlimited 2-year terms, so you can be reelected as many times as you want, and that's on a 2-year cycle. They are also elected by the popular vote, and for the House of Reps, you need to be at least 25 years old, a 7-year citizen, and a resident of the district that they represent. So in the case of North Dakota, the House of Representatives is based on population, and then the Senate, each state gets 2 senators. So North Dakota has 3 representatives in Congress, 3 representatives, 2 senators, and 1 member of the House of Representatives. And then just thinking about, this is at the bottom of your note sheet, just review, go through your notes main roles and powers of Congress, and then specifically powers of the Senate, powers of the House, and what are the requirements of service? So what age, citizenship, and residency, meaning where do they need to live? Residency. Look forward to talking to you next time. We will be looking at the executive branch.